Hello everyone. In continuity of our lecture series where we are analyzing the text of the drama Macbeth, and so far we have analyzed the first act of this drama, and now we come to act second. So here we will start with the first scene of act second, and to remind you all, the major action that occurred in act first is that Macbeth and Banquo, when they were returning victoriously from the battle, they met three witches, and these witches made few prophecies about these two men, and after some time, one of the prophecy came true, and this made Macbeth to believe on other prophecies of these witches. So when they reached in the court of King Duncan was overjoyed with this victory, and he also announced that he would spend a night in the castle of Macbeth as his guest. So on the other hand, Macbeth also narrated this incident, the meeting with three witches, to his wife Lady Macbeth, and Lady Macbeth made up in her mind to accomplish the third prophecy of these witches, and she decided to prompt Macbeth in murdering King Duncan. So now King Duncan reached in the castle of Macbeth as his guest, and there Lady Macbeth, with her effective arguments, prompted or convinced Macbeth to murder King Duncan. So this was the major action that occurred in first act, and now we'll start with the first scene of act second. So as the scene starts, now I'm sharing the text of scene first of act second. As you can see on the screen, this is act second and scene first. The scene is set in the courtyard of Macbeth. So the enter Banquo and Flint bearing torch before him. So Banquo, as you know, that he is the general of King Duncan, and Flint is the younger son of King Duncan. So these two men are talking to each other, and Banquo says, "How goes the night, boy?" So in this way, Banquo is asking a question to Flint, that what time of the night is it? Then Flint replies that the moon is down, I have not heard the clock. And Flint says that moon has set, but I have not heard the strokes of the clock. Banquo, and she goes down at 12, and Banquo also replies that, and the moon goes down at 12. Now Flint, I take it this later, sir. And Flint says that, I think it is past 12. Banquo, hold, take my sword, there is husbandry in heaven. So now Banquo is saying to Flint that, be silent and take my sword. There is husbandry in heaven means it appears that there is economy of light in heavens, means there is lack of light in heavens. Their candles are all out, and they have extinguished all their candles, means it is so dark here that there is not a single candle is lightning. A heavy summons lies like lead upon me. And he says that they have extinguished all their candles, and take this also from me, sleep lies heavy on my eyelids, yet I do not wish to sleep. And yet I would not sleep, merciful powers restrain in me the cursed thoughts that nature gives way to in repose. And he says that, O merciful God, prevent the wicked thoughts from entering my mind. Nature yields to these wicked thoughts in sleep. So he again says that, give me my sword, who is there? So Banquo feels someone else there, and he is asking that unidentified person who is there. Enter Macbeth and a servant with a torch. The unidentified person is no other than Macbeth, and he is with a servant. Macbeth, a friend. Macbeth replies to Banquo that, I am a friend. Banquo, what, sir, not yet at rest? The king's abed. Then Banquo says to Macbeth that, what, sir, have you not yet gone to bed? The king is asleep. He hath been in unusual pleasure, and sent forth great larges to your offices. And Banquo says that the king has sent handsome rewards to your household staff. Larges here means rewards. So he sent forth great larges to your offices, means that he was so overjoyed that in his happiness he rewarded all your staff. This diamond he greets your wife withal by the name of most kind hostess. And Banquo also says that the king has presented this diamond to your wife because she has been a very kind and courteous hostess, and shut up in measureless content, and he has gone to sleep with all satisfaction. Now Macbeth says, being unprepared, our will became the servant to defect. Now Banquo says that we were not well prepared for the reception of the king, which else should we have wrought, and so we could not avoid defect in the welcome in spite of our best efforts, and which in other circumstances would have been free from inefficiency. So in this way Macbeth is saying that due to lack of time they could not prepare well. If they could have got enough time, then there would be no inefficiency in their preparation. So now Banquo says, all's well, I dreamt last night of the three weird sisters. And now Banquo says that it is all right. Last night I dreamt of the three witches. To you they have showed some truth. And he also says that their words have come true to some extent in your case. So as you can remind that one of the prophecy of the witches about Macbeth came true, and he became the Thane of Cawdor. So Banquo is referring to that prophecy. Macbeth, I think not of them, yet when we can entreat an hour to serve, we would spend it in some words upon that business, if you would grant the time. Macbeth says that I have not thought of them, yet when we can spare an hour so, we shall talk on that subject, if you kindly spare some of your time also. In this way, Macbeth is making a false statement that he is not thinking about those predictions of the witches, but as we know, in reality, he is always thinking about those prophecies, and now he is prepared to murder King Duncan to accomplish the third prophecy of the witches, and that is to become the King of Scotland. Banquo, at your kind's leisure. Banquo says that I am at your service whenever you have some leisure time or free time. Macbeth, if you shall cleave to my consent, when it is it shall make honor for you. Macbeth says that if you agree with me when my plans are ready, it will bring you more honor. So in this way, Macbeth is indicating to Banquo to accompany him in his plan of murdering King Duncan. So he says that if you will with me, or if you will accompany me in my plan, then it would bring much or great honors to you. Banquo, so I lose none in seeking to argument it, but still keep my bosom franchised and allegiance clear, I shall be counselled. Then Banquo says that gladly, if of course in seeking new honors I do not throw away my existing honor, and provided I keep myself loyal and unsullied in my allegiance to the king. So in this way, Banquo is rejecting the proposal of Macbeth that he is not ready to sacrifice his present honors to get or to achieve new honors.